my name is Melanie and thank you for joining me in my kitchen today. So today we are going to prep dinner. I've got a couple recipes here that I wanted to try out. Fun fact, I'm not a big recipe follower. I kind of just use it more as a guideline. So I've got a recipe here for slow cooker stuffed bell peppers. I'm gonna modify that a little bit because I'm not using a slow cooker and I'm not stuffing the pepper. So I'm going to do unstuffed peppers instead. And then I've got another recipe here for some honey lemon chicken. I'm gonna modify that a little bit as well. And that's just getting a head start on tomorrow's dinner. Okay, so I think I pulled out everything I need for the recipes, or everything I think I'm gonna need. So I've got my unstuffed peppers here and then my honey lemon chicken here. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started on dicing some peppers and onions for the unstuffed peppers. Alrighty, so I've got my onion and my pepper here, so I'm just gonna go ahead and start giving a rough dice to my peppers and my onions. And here I'm only using half of the onion, and as you see I'm putting stuff over on a paper plate just as my disposal area. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get our ground beef in. I'm gonna go ahead and get this all broken up. I'm gonna go in with a little bit of adobo. I use this instead of salt and pepper. And this was my first time using a meat chopper like this. I've seen them all over TikTok and YouTube, and I'm just not a fan. I don't know how people use these. Now we're gonna go ahead, I'm gonna lower this heat just a little bit. And we're gonna go ahead and add in our peppers and onions. And then I'm also gonna go ahead in with a little bit of fresh ground garlic, some garlic paste. And then we're gonna add some Worcestershire sauce. I don't really measure anything, I just kind of eyeball it all. So. And here I am trying to break up some meat that the chopper couldn't do. All right, so we're gonna let this go for a couple minutes, get those peppers and onions sauteed down some, and then we'll be back. And now we're going in with a can of diced tomatoes. And then we're gonna go in with a box of long grain wild rice. And then we're just gonna follow the rice instructions. So we're gonna go in with 1.5 cups of water. So that looks about right. So just a little less than 1.5 cups. All right, so I tasted it. I'm not a big fan, so I'm just gonna go ahead in with a couple more seasonings. Paprika over here. So I added a little bit more adobo, some paprika, and let's see if that helps anything. I feel like the adobo helped a lot. So we're gonna go ahead and lower that heat. We're gonna get this covered. And then we're just gonna let it go until the rice is done. Alrighty, and while dinner's over there simmering away, we're gonna go ahead and get tomorrow's dinner prepped and ready. All right, so I've got the recipe here, and like I said, it's just a rough guideline, but I will go ahead and put down the links for the honey chicken, the honey lemon chicken, and the stuffed peppers, just in case if you wanted to give that a try. But we're just gonna use this as a rough guideline. So I've got here my little mixing bowl. I've got my chicken here. Alrighty, so I've got my leg quarters in my Ziploc bag ready to go. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my marinade mixed up. So we're gonna go in, it says some soy sauce. I'm gonna go ahead with a little bit of soy. I'm gonna say that's probably like a tablespoon and a half. We're gonna go with some honey. And the recipe says 1/3 cup, so I'm just gonna eyeball it and just see where my heart tells me to stop. We'll go with that for now. That's probably about 2 tablespoons. I'm gonna go in with some adobo. Just a little bit, you don't want too much because the soy sauce is already salty enough. We're gonna go in with, again, some fresh garlic paste. And then we're gonna go in with some lemon juice. I'm gonna say that's probably like a tablespoon and a half. And then we're just gonna get this all mixed up. And we're gonna go ahead and give this a little taste test. I think that's perfect. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and get this poured into our marinade, into our chicken. And get this all closed up. Chicken is coated. All right, and tomorrow's dinner is prepped, and we're good to go. All right, we're gonna go ahead and check on our unstuffed peppers and give that a mix. gotta try to see if the rice is done. Probably not, but we're just gonna check. Almost, but not quite. So we're gonna go ahead and get that covered for another few minutes. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get this checked again. All right, so I think we may be there. I think we're done. But again, let's just double check the rice. And we're good. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get this plated up and then go ahead and give it a try. I can honestly say it's not one of my favorite recipes I've tried, so not gonna make it again. Alrighty, here we are next day. I've got my chicken all marinated, ready to go. I'm gonna go ahead and roast this in my Ninja Foodie for about 45 minutes. And then while that's roasting, I'm gonna go ahead and whip up some mashed potatoes. Alrighty, so I'm just gonna go ahead and hit the bacon roast option. 375 is perfect, and I'm just gonna increase the time to 45 minutes. And then I'll check it halfway through as well. And then we're gonna start it. Alrighty, so we've got our chicken going. I've got a pot of water on the stove heating up to boil our potatoes. And while that's going, I'm gonna go ahead and take the rest of this marinade and go ahead and cook it down and make it a nice gravy for our mashed potatoes. Alrighty, so I think we've gotten this reduced down enough to where it's like a nice gravy. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this turned off and just go ahead and let it cool a little bit, let it thicken up. Alrighty, so our chicken is all done. As you can see here, we've got some nice caramelization on the chicken from that honey and that sweetness. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get this plated up and we'll give it a try and see how we like it. Alrighty, so dinner's all done. I think the chicken turned out great. I think it's a great recipe. Like I said, I will go ahead and link the recipe inspirations down below. I think the chicken would make a great freezer meal, and that's definitely something that'll probably get put in my freezer at some point. But I've got a ton of recipes I want to try, new things I want to do. We're going to be doing freezer meals and a bunch of other cooking on this channel, so I appreciate you joining me. All right, bye friend.